Jay. Here we have somebody on the opposite end of the spectrum. So 0A from net 6. Band number 08.
Correct. Who is that? Mark, what bird is that?
It's an American redstart. So this came from a net on Silver Spring.
Wow.
We just got those nets, most of those nets going today. And this is the classic warbler that you'll find if you go birding on Silver Spring this time of year. Even on a slow day, wasn't the right winds for migration. American redstart is a pretty reliable bird to get on Silver Spring. And we saw this bird kind of flitting around near the nets about an hour ago.
Wow.
And so we were expecting him.
That's beautiful.
Or her.
Her. I think it's a
her.
It's
Okay.
a her, yeah.
A young her or an
I think
adult?
it's a hatcher female.
Wow.
She's very, very pale. So young American redstart males are gray like the females. They're not red like the males, but they're rarely this pale. That gray on the head. Most of the upper tail coverts match the back as opposed to the tail. And she's got a pretty juvenile looking wing. These are really pale feathers. And then the real key is R2. So
R2 stands for?
rec number 2. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. R2, she has very little yellow and it doesn't reach across the feather shaft to the inside like that feather. If this was a male or an older female, R2 would look like that, not like that. Okay, so she is age 2 by plumage and female by plumage.
So Mark, this banding has been going on for about a
Two.
week. What other birds have been spotted here and have you been surprised by anything?
Yeah, so instantly the banding station, and we haven't banded here since 1985, so we're all very excited about reestablishing this as a banding station. So we've caught things like 3 different gray cheek thrushes. I've never seen a gray cheek thrush here in 7 years of pretty intensive birding on the sanctuary, and that's the classic bird that you get at banding stations. Those redstarts will put your eye out. You got to be careful. You don't know if you hear that. They have a very sweet, sharp chip note.
Yeah.
You can hear along Silver Spring a lot of the time. But the great cheek thrush, again, is a classic example of a bird that is sort of cryptic, a skulker. You won't necessarily see it when you're out field birding, but we're seeing that they're using this site, and we caught one bird 2 days in a row. So they're stopping here, they're staying here, they're refueling, and so they're a long-distance migrant. They're going to Central America from the northern boreal forests, and we're a stopover place for them where they can fatten up and continue on their journey. We've gotten some other birds like a dickcissel, which is an uncommon migrant. That was a nice bird. We've gotten yellow-breasted chat 2 days in a row. That's a very nice bird. We've gotten some nice warblers. We've gotten blue-wing warbler. What else have we gotten?
A couple Maggies.
A couple of magnolia warblers. We've got a Nashville warbler today. We've got a Lincoln sparrow. We've gotten just about all the woodpeckers you can get. Just yesterday alone, we had flicker, red-bellied woodpecker, hairy woodpecker. I'm sure you guys have had downy.
I don't know if we have had a downy.
Maybe we haven't had a downy yet.
We'll get one.
We'll get one, and we're hoping to get sapsucker too, because they just arrived.
So, I mean, it kind of just goes to show, like we always say, you don't know really all the birds that are out there when you're walking around.
Right, yeah, there's a subset of the birds that you're not going to see very commonly unless you have a mist netting station like this.
Right, what's our next? That was a catbird, I think, by the way, that was making all that noise. We weren't hurting it.
No, it was just the general
They're
catbird
talkative.
cheekiness.